to the whole Twitch thing.
Okay.
We didn't know that we can like actually go live there, like connecting Zoom with Twitch.
You literally introduced it to me, and I actually called it Twix. So my boyfriend was like, sorry, what are you connecting to? I was like, Twix? I think it's Twix. He's like, Twitch? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, this is like so new to
Twix. That's hilarious.
Let me just make sure it connects, and then I'll start recording.
But it says live on custom live streaming service. What's that? That's new.
That's that we're connected. All right, let me mute this.
Oh, whoa.
All right. That's why I was like, I have to mute it so like that I don't get confused. I just won't look at it so I won't get this.
The echoes.
Yeah, I have to mute it so I don't hear the echo. All right.
I don't know if Willie signed in to Twitch, but he wanted to be the live.
He did.
Oh, okay.
All right, I started recording. Yo, this is Gimmie the Juice with Rina.
And Nana.
You can find us at iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Yo, you heard that?
Everywhere, all platforms.
All platforms. And this evening we have a special guest, which I think it's been like 3 years already that I've been like
right.
A long time.
Yes. We have Emma Lokai. Did I say that right?
You did. You absolutely did.
Mm-hmm.
And she is straight from Canada. Like I can't believe like you're the first Canadian
in the building.
What? That's it.
So this is exciting. Can you tell us?
We got the 6 on Zoom.
Exactly.
Yes.
I might say a lot, you know. My igloo. No, just kidding.
Can you give us a little background for like who you are? How did you start?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am currently 25 years old. I got into the music industry probably around 18 years old.
Wow.
And how I got into it was just a fluke. I was working at my first job at Aritzia. I'm not sure if you guys know that retail store. But my manager at the time, she just, no, you don't know it. I think it's Canadian too.
That's right.
But yeah, that's exactly why. So yeah, my manager at the time, she was just asking what I wanted to do with my life. And I was like, oh, I love to sing. I want to do that. And she's like, oh, cool. My boyfriend is actually a recording artist and is looking to support a new artist. And just from there, I was like, okay, this is like too good to be true. What is this? But I ended up meeting her boyfriend. His name was Lincoln. And we ended up hitting it off. And he's been in the music industry himself at that time. It was already like a few years. So he had already built a foundation for him. And we just connected.
He was in the music industry as far as in just only in Canada or like worldwide?
Yeah, I would say like mostly in Canada, but he did actually, I'm going to forget the name, but he won a Juno for a song called Runnin'. And he just featured on the song. And that was when he was 19. And when I met him, he was like 22. So he had a little bit of history, just like with people, producers, management, all that stuff. And I think he got to a spot where he had grown a lot, but just wanted to kind of share that with some other artists too. And that's kind of how I got into the music industry. And ever since then, it's been such a crazy ride. Oh my gosh. But
I've always been or crazy bad.
Oh, a little bit of both. You know, I feel like you can't have good without the bad, and vice versa. You know,
right?
That is true. You know how I actually discovered you. So iTunes have the OVO playlist.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, I like how she sings. And I'm telling Nana, and I was like, look, I found this new artist. I really like how she sings. And I think I've heard the song So Hard to Lose.
Yeah, Too Hard to Lose.
Too Hard to Lose and Crazy and Alive. And I was like, oh my God, I really like her. And then I started just Googling you, finding you on YouTube. And I'm like, oh my God, my new favorite artist.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I know when I released Too Hard to Lose, that was like the first track I ever put out. And, you know, I think actually how it came out was by accident. Like Lincoln at the time, because we had worked together and that was the first song we decided to release. He by accident sent it to somebody and they owned a blog and they were like, oh, thank you for sending me this new music. And he's like, no, I actually didn't mean to, but ended up doing wonders. And, you know, so yeah, everything happens for a reason, you know?
It does. It does. And then you're being like under DVSN and Tory Lanez and Justin Bieber. I was like, oh my God, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're you have 7 siblings, right? Or that's
I have 4 siblings. I'm the 5th, but in total my family there's 7 people.
Wow. And how did you like while growing up, was it like difficult for you to concentrate like writing music or singing or practicing?
Did any of your siblings help you, like motivate you? Do y'all all sing?
Yeah, I would say so. I kind of, when I was probably my earliest memory, I was 5 or 6, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh, I just love to sing. And my parents have always been huge supporters on doing what you love, and if that's what you love, go with it. So they've kind of done that with all my siblings. And my oldest brother, I'm the second oldest, so he's 4 years older than me. He got into music in his early teens, and when I would just hear him play and stuff like that, it would just inspire me to, you know, do it myself. So my older brother is into music, my youngest sister, and then the 2 in the middle, they're kind of going off and doing their own thing. They're not really into music, but we've definitely always been surrounded. But I feel like, so we have a huge grand piano in like my main living area, which is such a blessing right now. Yeah. In my house. And like, I grew up with it. And I think always just seeing it there, I was like, you know what, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to try piano. And, yeah, from there, I just kind of learned to really, really love writing music and all that stuff. And, I think I kind of got used to the fact that there were always going to be people around, you know, like my siblings are always around. And sometimes like if I play Too Hard to Lose for them again, they'll probably be like, please turn this off. Like so many times.
I really love that song.
Oh, thank you so much. And I think I just like, from practicing it so much and writing it even in the house, I think that's where the frustration sometimes comes. But all in all, they're super supportive. They've always supported me. Yeah.
And that's important.
It'd be like that though, because like if you're not the artist and you're going to like a recording session and you hear the artist just repeating himself like a million times, like, all right, I'm tired of listening to you. I already know the whole song already, and it's not even out. It's not even done. Like, you know, so I get it. So I get the vibes.
I really like though that you guys are all supportive with each other. Like you don't see that a lot. So
100%.
That's good. So you said you started when you were 6 years old. You write your own songs, right?
I do. Yeah. It started actually from just sitting at the piano. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is so young and you're just there like writing and stuff. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And, no, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think from there, like, I think I do actually have my first song that I ever wrote too, saved somewhere. So that would be cool to like bring out. I gotta dig for it, but that would be interesting to hear.
Yeah, it would.
That's so cool. Like, I think a lot of people, they start a little older. So like, to see young kids just writing and doing their thing, that's really talented. That takes a lot.
Thank you.
Not everyone has that special gift.
Right.
Making me blush here. Blushing hard.
What other
Huh?
No, I was asking her what other instruments she knows how to play besides the piano.
Actually, I only know one other one, and it's ukulele.
What is that?
Yeah, the ukulele. I actually have. It's like a mini guitar, if you will. It came from. I don't actually know where it originated from. I feel like it's Hawaii. Okay. But it's basically a 4-string guitar. It's just that mini one.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
I know exactly which one it is. I didn't even know.
Me too.
I didn't know the name, so this is something new.
Yeah, what's it
it's
called?
honestly,
The
it's a
kawaii?
ukulele. A
Oh, the
ukulele.
ukulele.
Yeah.
Ukulele. That sounds like a plant.
It's honestly
Ukulele.
a very beautiful instrument, and super soothing. It's very soothing. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it with you right now. Let's see you play little tunes.
Oh gosh, I have let me see if I got it. I'll just show you here. This is what it looks like.
Okay.
So it's so many, but just like very, very. It's so sweet.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna do that.
It is cute.
I was like, I could just play it all day, but like that's probably the only other instrument I know, because this one I feel like you can really self-teach yourself, if that's a word, self-taught.
So
Yeah,
do you have like a little song or something with that? Like, what do you just play it?
I just play it. I haven't actually written anything on the ukulele.
Okay. You want to freestyle real quick?
Freestyle? I mean,
yeah.
I'll see
what
I
can do. Yeah.
You guys will know this one. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so. Yes, I know for sure. I'm not gonna keep going. It's kind of slightly out of tune, but you know the Hey Ya song?
Yes. That is so cute.
That's so smooth, and yeah, it is.
It
I
is
like it.
very, very.
So cool.
You went to Cosgrove School of Arts. Did that help you like become the artist that you are now?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that was the first time that I was kind of forced to get out of my own nerves, you know, because 3 times a week you'd have to do performances. Wow. And before that, I would just, you know, perform when I felt ready. But that kind of forced me into kind of putting my nerves aside and just kind of getting in front of the fear. So it really helped me with auditioning, because I auditioned for a lot of different choirs, for even just different shows they would have. You would have to audition for them, and then performing. So I think that kind of helped shape the confidence in me with my artistry. So for sure, that had a lot to do with it. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Did you ever mess up like performing live in front of a crowd?
Oh yeah, so many times. Oh, I think sometimes it was so hard to learn how to not react when you mess up. Because that was probably the biggest thing. You know deep down that you've messed up, but no one else knows. Right? No one else knows. So unless you really kind of make an issue of it, pretty much people will just kind of be sitting there, right? But if you're like, oh god, I just messed up, or just
I know it's very noticeable.
Yeah.
So that's cool, because I think, knowing myself, I probably would have been like, I don't think I would have been able to.
Me either.
So hard, because your like your heart sinks, your stomach tightens, and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out. Yeah. But most people actually don't notice. So crazy.
That is crazy. That's just like, we have interviewed like a lot of DJs, and they say that has happened to them, and it's like people don't really notice it because everybody's like so into like the music or whatever.
Right. And that's kind of cool too, because at least people are just dancing and just like, you know, letting loose like that.
Yeah, that is. So when you're writing like your song, how long does it take you to write one song?
I would say if it was just me on piano, I typically would take probably about, some of my songs have taken me 20 minutes, and then other songs have taken me a few days.
Wow, 20 minutes.
I Too Hard to Lose was actually one of those songs for me. It would just, I sat down at the piano and it just flew out. And I find those ones are probably the most special, because it's almost like your body knows exactly what it wants to say without you even knowing it. But yeah, I would say in between probably like now I sit at the piano. It might take me like a day, maybe.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That's not bad at all. And is it like the songs that you write, is it about like past experience or is just you writing it like just in general?
Typically when I sit at or when I start to write a song, I kind of let the music take me first. I know some people work on the lyrics first. But for me, when I sit at the piano, I kind of play around and feel what chords kind of speak to me. And from there, I'll kind of decide what I want to write about. And normally it's usually from past experience. But what I've been trying to do right now is actually write from other people's experiences.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because I feel like, you get to a point where you've kind of written a lot about the things that you've gone through. That sometimes you get a little bored with it.
But I mean, to you it might be like getting boring or something, but it's like to us we can relate. It's like, oh my gosh, you got a song.
Yeah.
And we both went exactly through the same thing.
That's
so it's
so
just
true.
like,
I think that's what happened with Too Hard to Lose. I was like, oh my God, I went through that. I really love this song.
It's a heavy one too, where it's like, I remember when I was even sitting at the piano, I was just like,
you see, and those be the hitters.
Yes.
When you're already making yourself cry. Yeah.
Because it's like you feel that pain. That pain is going on paper, and people's gonna hear it.
They're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
So who inspires you, or who inspired you to become a singer?
So my favorite artist of all time would have to be Seal. Do you know Seal?
Really? Yes.
I
really
love that man so much. I think my parents, they always played him when I was really small. So his voice, I don't know, just kind of just stuck in my head, and it's always been the artist that I go back to if ever I'm kind of feeling uninspired or just low or anything. He can just like bring my spirits back up. So he's definitely probably the most inspiring artist to me. And then another one, I really love Sabrina Claudio.
Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah.
God,
her voice is amazing.
It is silky smooth. It
is.
Oh my gosh. And then her songs too are just incredible.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, like your songs fall into like her category.
Yeah.
Like,
if that ain't a compliment,
it does.
I don't know what is.
It does, and you know that
it does. Yeah.
The generation, they like those type of songs now. Like I've noticed, like my sister's 22, and instantly, like as soon as I posted you up, she fell like in love with your voice, and I'm like, oh, I've noticed that you like that category.
Yeah, the people's voices like that.
Well, yeah, that's so nice, because she is definitely. I feel like she's that person that you can play. When you're trying. There's really, I don't even know if I should say this on air, but like, but like when you're trying to get into that like really sultry, like sexy kind of vibe. Oh, she just rocks that. She rocks that so much. So I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. Because it's like I'm more of an R&B type of person, so that's what I'm always listening to.
100%.
I like R&B too. Yes, R&B
it's
rap.
such a good genre. Yep. Rap, and then for me too, I love jazz. Jazz is one of those.
Jazz is really good, but I don't really listen to jazz.
Not too much, no.
Nah, but it's really good. Like when I was working, there was times like I'll listen to like different genres. Like, let me expand. And I'll sit there and listen to jazz, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is a nice song." Like, where have I been?
Yeah, there's some cool jazz pieces, like electric jazz.
It is. Yes.
I've heard electric jazz.
I like electric jazz.
Yeah, it's just it's like soothing, but you can also just kind of bump
jam to it. Like, ooh, that's my shit, girl.
Yeah, like we have gone to like events that before they start people performing, they usually play like kind of like electric jazz at the beginning, so people, I guess, it's like vibing, and then so I heard of electric jazz.
Yeah, that's like perfect way to explain it. It's so vibey. Very vibey.
Yeah, I mean, you're so unique because first you mentioned Seal. I've never heard of anybody saying that they look up to Seal.
That was so random. Seal.
He looks
She's from Canada. That's why.
Yeah, and sometimes
Canadian.
True. It's probably a Canadian thing. You never know.
It's funny because Seal have looked at my stories and I'm like, maybe he just goes to like the explore. I don't know. And I'm like, look at this artist. Like he's a throwback artist.
He is, you know what? And that's the thing, when you go on his Instagram, you can tell because he's not really about like posting certain things or about any sort of kind of on brand, because he already has his brand, right? He's been there for so long. So yeah, that's like, I'm like, maybe if I just message him enough, he'll just message me that.
You may never know.
You
may never know, girl.
I mean, that's how I do it. That's how I got you here. That's how we both.
That's true.
That message.
True.
Yeah, you're so right. You never know until you try, right? You got it.
Right.
So until that
point. And it doesn't hurt to try neither. If it doesn't cost you to try, go for it.
I was like even thinking the other day, I was like, maybe I should just message him and be like, listen, me and you, Seal, 2023, we're gonna be performing together. Just wait.
Right. Right. You just speak into existence.
I don't know why I picked 2023. I feel like that's enough time to just get to Seal, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it could happen before then.
That's true. So
I won't be mad if it happened before.
Me either.
Just know we got it live. Give me the juice. Okay. Man, remember when we recorded this episode, you said so and so? Well, look at here now, girl.
Look at here.
Look at where we at.
Send this to Seal. Gotta send it.
Right. What's your favorite song from Seal?
Oh, okay. Probably his first one. So do you remember Crazy? That was like one of his first releases. So probably Crazy. That's just like my go-to, because even the video for that, I don't know if you remember it, but he had like dreadlocks and like the way he was wearing
hair back in the days.
He did. It was there, you know. I don't know when he decided to.
Every time I seen Seal, and he always been bald. So now that you mentioned he got hair, I'm gonna go on YouTube after this.
You need to go check it out.
And I'm gonna go check this out because I cannot picture. I don't have an image of him with hair. Like,
let me tell you, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
It looks weird. It looks weird. But the image I got looks weird. I'm like, he had hair. What?
And what he's wearing in it too, you're just gonna be like, oh, I love you even more. He's just very different, and I think he was very true to himself from the start, and that's how he kind of just grew his fan base. And now he's doing jazz standards, right? So completely different from what he originated from. He's doing random jazz standards, so it's like he's just like all over the map. So I really, really appreciate that in an artist. Yeah,
that's good to hear. I said I'm not a Seal fan, so I wouldn't know too much about him.
I've heard his songs because
I've heard songs, but now I'm not gonna say I'm a fan. Like, I got Seal on my playlist. You're not gonna hear me say that.
Or if he comes out with a new track, you're gonna be like, guys, did you hear? Seal just released a new track.
When I hear Seal, you're gonna come to mind like, this is the only person that I've ever heard say that was a favorite artist. They don't make them like her. Yeah, honestly.
That's so cool though. I'm
it is.
That's fun.
It is.
It is.
That's why I was like, what? Seal? Okay, girl.
That's like that. You're very unique for that. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
I know people probably was waiting for you to say Drake. Just to be there.
Or the weekend, or the weekend. Yeah.
Party next door, right? Tory Lane.
I was gonna say, like, for me too, even when Drake came on the scene, and same with The Weeknd, like I appreciate those artists, like they're amazing, but I wouldn't even call myself a Drake fan, to be honest with you, and not because I don't like his music, but just because that's never been the avenue that I've gone down with the music that I listen to. But now that, like, he's you cannot not listen to Drake. You got to add a little Drake in your life.
I feel like everybody's starting. like
Go ahead.
Canada always been there. I mean, obviously, but I feel like Canada became even more popular because of Drake.
Oh, hands down. Like
Drake
people
and The
wanted to come to
Weeknd.
Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, whoa. These animals fighting. They mine, but shit, scary.
Tell us about your EP dilemma. Why did it take you so long, like, to drop a EP? I was excited just to listen to it.
Oh, thank you. But you were right. It took so long to release. And I think, you know, when it's like your first time doing anything, I think there's so many what ifs. There's so many like, oh, I could go this route or I could go this route. So I think there were so many different ways that I could have gone with the EP that it took a lot of time to really understand my brand and what I wanted to say. And when we first kind of started working on music, you know, I had Too Hard to Lose, I had Crazy, I had all those songs and Alive already out. And I was kind of choosing, I was like, okay, do I just want to stay on like the pure piano route or do I want to go down more of like an R&B route? So I think there were a lot of questions that I really had to answer just through time. And I think that's why it took so long. It was just a lot of questioning, a lot of trying things out and trying to get it right. But now when I look at it too, I feel like I also was overthinking a lot of it. When really everyone just wants to hear the music. It's just like what you love, what you want to say, just put it out there. You know, no matter how many times you rewrap it up, it's you, right? So I think if I did it over, I would probably just try and just be a little less hard on myself, because I think that's what it was. It was just not knowing, questioning, and just being like really hard on myself to get like a first project out. But now that it's finally out, I look back and I was like, wow, that wasn't like, I didn't need to be like that. You know, it could have just been like, enjoy the ride. Just put it out,
because this was like your first time, so you didn't really know what to expect from it. And, you know, you had high standards for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now that it's out, you're like, what? I can do that. That's a piece of cake. Next EP, let's go. You know,
right.
You're not like, so hard on yourself because you already know what to expect, kind of. You know, 100%. Now if you go to a different route, then that's a different, you know, then that's different. But now you know. So always the first time is always hard because you don't know what to expect, how it's gonna come out, and you want everything to be perfect. And then when it's done, you be like, what? I could have done this.
That was a piece of cake. What do you mean?
Right. Yeah. Like, why did I beat myself up so much to get this done?
Right.
Exactly.
And I love every single song that's on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My sister said earlier, she's a fan as well. So she was kind of sad that she's still working right now. She was like, I'm gonna miss
I have a question. Oh, finish. Rina.
I was gonna say that is a really good EP.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So I was gonna say, I seen that you are a blogger as well. So you wrote about anxiety. Is this like personal, or this is like something, you know, somebody that you know, like, because I was reading on it and you know, you was experiencing anxiety and you didn't know what it was at first. So like, did that affect you? Like, first, was this you that you were talking about on your blog?
Yeah, no, 100%. It's actually something that now that I'm in it, I'm kind of realizing this has been in my life for a long time, but it only just got really bad just during, you know, coronavirus and the whole world shutting down and all that stuff. Has it kind of reached its peak? But now that I look back, I'm like, oh no, I was experiencing anxiety in a lot of different ways in my life.
You just didn't acknowledge it.
Exactly.
You was neglecting it.
Yeah. Or I was just like, oh, I felt this before, but it's gone away. So I never really, you know, tried to do any research on it. I just kind of let it pass. But yeah, so it's definitely
and
like.
How did? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's like a new thing, but an old thing. You know? Yeah.
And so how does this affect you in writing your music and being an artist when it kind of reached its peak, I'm gonna say, or when you really like notice how bad your anxiety was? Like, how did this affect you being an artist?
So I think the back then when I was releasing my the EP Dilemma, instead of acknowledging it, I was ignoring it. So I would kind of keep pushing it to the side. So then it wasn't really affecting me so much in the studio. But now, fast forward to now, I've actually had to take a step back from sitting at the piano and writing music. Only because it's like when anxiety takes over, when it gets to the point that it's gotten to for me, you can't even sit down and focus on something. So that's been the hardest part, because music for me has always been my outlet. But then when anxiety hit me to the point that it has, music I had to find another way to get through it without music, because I couldn't sit down at the piano. I couldn't just play songs and stuff like that. So I think that's where it's affected me right now. And it's been kind of sad for me, because I'm like, oh, well, music's always been a way for me to get out of my problem. But right now I can't rely on it. So I've had to find other ways to push through. And that's probably been the toughest thing to kind of accept and be like, it's okay. The piano is always going to be there. Music's always going to be there. So you can step away and come back when you're ready. But that's been something hard to...
And I suffer from anxiety, so I know
how
you feel. Yeah, like sometimes I just wake up and it's just like, oh my God, like what's going on? Like I don't know what to do. Like I'm just waking up. Like I don't like to feel like that, because it's just like awful. It's like a block. Like you don't know what the hell you want to do, and it's like you just antsy. Like, oh my God, I gotta do something, but I don't know what.
Yeah,
so I know how you feel.
Well, it's nice to know.
That's why I smoke. Like, once the anxiety starts, I'm like, let me go roll myself something and just smoke. Exactly. And I calm down, because it's just thoughts. It's just your thoughts just running through your head and trying to take control. Like, and some people don't know how to control it, because they like, yo, I just overthink, not knowing that this is really anxiety. Like, you don't know what you want to do. It can also be depression. You don't, mental health is really big, and a lot of people is not aware of it.
Exactly.
So it's good. It's a good thing that you acknowledge.
Like, I would say, yeah, because I didn't understand until just recently. Just like truly, because before I would tell someone, oh, if you want to calm yourself down, like maybe go take a hot shower or go for a walk. But for me, that out in nature actually doesn't work for me. So I feel like you have to like relearn yourself all over again, which is like a blessing and a curse all in one. So it's been tough for sure. Yeah.
But I'm glad that you're actually speaking about it, because a lot of people can relate to that. So
and it's been helpful for me too, because people are actually so open. They'll message me, and one guy actually even sent me, like, I'm not even friends with this person, and he sent me a book on it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I was like, but I think that's how much it's affected people, and it's just like they know the pain, and when you can be open about it and just like be like, I'm experiencing the same thing for you, but I'm here and I want you to get better. That's just like, that is just so
a plus.
That's a different kind of kindness.
Now you got support. You're not the only one that's going through it. Everybody just go through it differently, but we all go through it some way somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to your music, the song She'll Know, has that ever happened to you? Like that whole triangle?
You know what?
The entanglement.
I'm the entanglement. So honest. Do you guys want the tea? I'll spill it.
We want the juice, girl. We want the juice.
I'll give you the juice. So I wrote this song. Actually, it came into fruition after the situation happened. So when I was 18 years old, I worked at this pop-up store for like a friend's thing, whatever. And there was one of the guys that work there. He was much older. Okay. Much older.
How much older?
Like, let's say like 20 plus years.
Okay. Oh shit. Damn, girl.
Yeah, wait, let me just do that math real quick.
Play no games. Play no games.
I was like, wait, am I just over? No, that is right. So anyway, that was, I was working with this person, and it ended up, like, I ended up hitting it off with them. And it happened so naturally. I thought he was younger. He thought I was older. I mean, how much younger could I think he was? Like, I knew he was older, but didn't think he was that old. But anyway, it happened very naturally. We just connected. And the crazy part about it was not just his age, but he was also married.
Oh, wow.
And he also had 2 kids.
What?
I know. It's taken me a long time.
Crazy.
It's crazy. It's taken me a long time to even just like, whoa, that freaking happened in my life. Like, I'm not proud of it for sure, but that's the honest truth. That's how that song came about.
And you got no regrets, so oh well.
You know what? Like, I was 18. There's a lot of things that, like, yeah, I'm not proud of, but it taught me so much about what I'm willing to give up, what's important to me, what my values are. And just who I am as like a lover, you know, and all that stuff. So when, you know, that 2 years, 3 years after it ended, I met Lincoln, and we started going down this route. And then that's when I wrote Too Hard to Lose, because that's what that was about too. And then further down the line, Dilemma came about, and I was like, you know what, let's like make this song a little bit more upbeat, because I have these really sad songs. But also let's just kind of make it somewhat upbeat too, because there were some good points in that relationship, but they were also bad. So that's what She'll Know is about. I was in an entanglement with a married man.
That's a good one. That's the new one now.
Right.
Yeah, it's yeah.
That's a good story. I mean, when you're 18, you're experimenting. So
right.
Oh gosh, a little too much. Like, I feel like that's what like also sprouted my anxiety. It's just like my 18-year-old self being like, do anything and it won't hurt you. And I'm like, no. That's not how life works.
I agree with you.
Yeah, like it's you carry it around for sure for a while. But yeah, that's what that's about.
That's so crazy, but that's a funny story, you know?
Right.
I think a lot of people can also relate to that, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I've always been a good girl, whatever. But, you know, we all go through similarities like that.
100%. And I think for the longest time, I was like really scared to release a song like She'll Know, because it is very honest and you know what it's about just from listening to it, right? But at the same time, I was like, okay, you know, this is your past. It carved you to who you are right now. Share it. Like, that's,
and it's music happened. So you know, it's music. You could just be like, no, that didn't happen. Like, you could have easily lied.
Oh, 100%. Or could have been like, oh, I was inspired by like my friends who, you know, whatever.
I know. But my friend went through it, you know, my friend is me.
Yeah, my friend. And they're like, who's this friend? I'm like, oh, it's Angelica, that girl. And then my close family friends are like, who's Angelica? And I'm like,
right, why we never met her?
It's my friend, guys.
Right.
But
my business, gosh.
Yeah, it's me and Angelica's life, okay? Just shush. I thought of Rugrats. That's why I thought of Angelica.
Yeah, and I thought about what is it? Napoleon Dynamite, when he's like, my business, gosh.
Yeah, gosh. Oh. That face.
Oh my god, that's like a throwback.
Oh,
how was it getting interviewed by Complex?
That was actually, it was actually all over email.
Oh wow.
So it was just over email, because it was very spontaneous. So it just, it randomly happened. So we got the email and they're like, hey, we want to put out this piece. We have to get it out really, really quick. So can we just send you the questions over like that? And it was still really cool. Like, you know, I sent it back, they sent stuff back. So it was still like a conversation. But then they just kind of summed up, you know, all my answers and then kind of posted about it. So it was, all virtual. So not like super exciting, but I guess that's the new thing, right?
Right.
And
I mean, you're on there, so that's exciting.
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
That's true.
Is like really big and popular. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she was part of Complex.
I know. I can't wait till we be in Complex too. Shit.
Oh heck yeah, it's gonna happen. Hey, 2023. I'm gonna meet Seal.
Right.
You're gonna be in Complex.
Yes,
we're gonna have it earlier.
2023, we already gonna be back. We already gonna pass Complex. What's gonna be the next thing?
Exactly.
It's gonna be somewhere else.
Yeah, right. 2021.
Right. Yes. There we go. Because 2020 just fucked up the whole shit. Like,
oh god,
this don't count. This don't count.
No. I know a lot of people are saying too, there's obviously so many things to be upset about this year, but I saw a post the other day and they're like, this is the first year Halloween's going to be on a Friday. They're like, don't mess with me, Corona. And I was like, oh, God.
Wow.
This is the kind of stuff people are thinking about though right now. I mean, like,
no, it is true. Like it messed up a lot of certain things. But I mean, I'm not gonna say that everything's been horrible because we've interviewed people that I was like, probably if it wasn't for the corona, we probably would have never interviewed that person.
For sure.
You know, that's one of the good things. And then, you know, and I just hope everything is like over soon.
Me too. And I'm really praying that this is, you know, we just kind of have a first phase and nothing has to get shut down again and people can kind of just relearn to like trust the world again, you know.
But I'm pretty sure Canada wasn't as bad as New York.
Oh gosh, you know? no, New York
that was good. Yeah, because they shut down. They was like, no, we don't want nobody.
Nope.
Don't belong to
closed, right? Canada is still closed.
Oh yeah, Canada's still closed.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know when they're thinking about reopening, but like all I know is that I don't think it's anytime soon. Yeah. Like
shit.
Who knows, right? Could open next week or whatever, but I know it's still closed. Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's crazy.
But I know.
Damn you, Corona.
Right? On so many levels. So
when are you planning on dropping your next EP?
That's a great question.
Yeah, because it's past overdue.
Overdue. It's overdue. Probably definitely next year for sure. Okay. I would say like just in terms of having this time to be at home, I've got to be, you know, with my thoughts and the piano and all that. So I've definitely been writing. I've never stopped writing. So I feel like 2021, I'll probably release another EP.
Okay, we're gonna be waiting.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Performed out here in New York City?
Oh my God, I would love to.
Yeah.
I've only been to New York twice.
Really?
And one of them was to actually, I went down with Lincoln to meet like someone for music. But so that was like a really cool experience, and we were only there for a night, but we lived it up. It was so much fun. Yeah. And like you're like places there too, they don't close at like 1 a.m. 2 a.m. like they're open till 3 4 in the morning. Oh yeah, we partied our butts off.
Some spots is 24 hours, girl.
Yeah.
If you lying in the right hands, you ain't sleeping.
Yeah, exactly.
24 hours.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say in like Toronto, everything closes at like 1 or 2.
Yeah, we were there to watch Lauryn Hill. And I think I sent you a DM saying that we were going over there, but I don't think we
never connected. But that's sweet. You saw Lauryn Hill?
Yes. So
yeah, we did. And Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
Ooh.
And Goldie.
And we couldn't because everything was like closed early.
Yeah. I know it so sucks. So everyone just walks around the city until they just go home. But
oh wow.
That's what I like about New York. the times you can party all night.
Yeah, but you get tired of New York.
Yes. I think it's like is this. I think being a Canadian as well, you're probably like, oh yeah, I'm tired of living here too. I think it's all like it depends.
You get used to it. Yeah, you get used to it for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What I was gonna ask you? Oh no, Nana, your famous question. Where did she go? Oh.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. One of my favorite question is, if you had one thing to change around the world, what would it be and why?
Oh, definitely world hunger.
Why?
Why? That has been something that has actually been very important to me since I can remember. I hate, we all hate being hungry. How much do we hate being hungry? Yeah.
I don't like to be hangry.
Oh, hangry? Yeah. And some, like, when I'm hangry, it's not nice. It's not nice, you know? So we all know that feeling. It's the worst feeling ever. But I also started just being interested in it. I started volunteering for the Mississauga Food Bank. That Mississauga is the city that I live in. It's like right next to Toronto. And just basically people can come into the food bank and just, ask for food, and they'll give them emergency food bags right then and there. But when you actually, like, you can hear about it, of course, that people are hungry, and you know that, and people are below the poverty line. But when you actually see it, it is the worst thing in the world.
Ever, yep.
Yeah, it is so sad. And it's just like, I've never had to worry. Like, I'm so blessed like that, where my next meal is going to come from. And that is probably, like, you can't live if you don't have food. You just can't. Right. And we all know too, even just being hungry before you get to do something important to you. Like, even if before this, podcast interview, like, if I was hungry, I would probably be a different kind of person. It's just like, you need food, so that's probably the one thing that I would change. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yep, it sure is.
And there is enough food for everybody on this freaking planet.
There is. And especially that our food is being made in fucking labs and shit.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Exactly. Like, we're eating some Kraft singles out here. Okay. There's enough food.
Look, so because of the COVID, they were, giving families food, and they brought me like a whole bunch of food that I'm like, okay, I don't need this. So what I'm thinking is, I always see this man like in front of the building where I live in next door. And I was like, maybe I should just warm it up and give it to him every single time I go downstairs. Because I'm not. So I have until like August 21st to give it away.
Feed him. To feed him.
To feed him.
So I was like, I don't want to. Like, it was like,
you should do it.
Goes with a whole bunch of food, and I'm like, I never asked for this, but maybe because I work for the city, they gave it to me. So I'm like, okay.
But you also need to be careful, because sometimes homeless people don't want food; they want money.
No, they just want money.
Yes.
But, I mean, I always see him there, so I'm pretty sure he'll take it. So
hopefully.
Hopefully. You don't throw it at me, I'll throw it back at him.
No, this is for you. This is for you.
Right.
You just gotta play his game. You gotta play his game, If he's going it back, you go back. Yeah.
But I really like that answer. So before we end this, can you sing for us?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes.
You know what? I'll just sing the Hey Ya cover, but without the ukulele.
Okay.
All right. Let me just get into motion here. Every time I perform, no matter what it is, even if it's just over here, my cheeks get the hottest. They're like little balls of fire sitting right here. So just letting you know. Okay. Should I count down? Okay. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so. Yes, I know for sure. But does she really want me, but can't stand to see me walk out that door? Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together, 'cause we don't know how. Hey, yeah. Ooh, there we go. Boom. No, you were like, okay, I'm gonna try.
For that moment.
No, that's okay. Because I can literally feel my cheeks getting hotter and hotter, and I'm like,
no, but you did great. I love your voice.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys.
That was a good one. Yes. Thank God she didn't call earlier. She would have.
Right.
No, it's like perfect timing. It's perfect timing.
Right.
Thank you for singing. I actually never really paid attention to the lyrics until now that you're singing that little. Now I'm gonna go back and like listen to it.
You should listen. Like, look it up. I have actually never really found like a good acoustic, but if you type in "Hey Ya acoustic," the lyrics, like even just that one, just like thank God for mom and dad for sticking two together because we don't know how. I'm like, oh,
right.
You know,
that's why it's a popular song.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. When you listen to the lyrics,
everybody listening to it. Everybody. Besides that, it's catchy.
Yeah. It's like it's just one of those songs you put on that you know.
Yeah.
That's always
a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a vibey song, like electric jazz. You know.
Right. Like Seal,
you know. So awesome. And Seal. Can't forget him.
Yes.
But you guys have been so awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for it.
No, I seriously I was so excited for this. And this has honestly been such a highlight during quarantine. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
I was just super excited. I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna interview Emma.
I know. My friend texted me like, one, like, hi, Nana, how are you? Send me positive vibes, like always. And two, where can I watch the live to see the beautiful Emma? I'm like,
stop, beautiful. Okay. I just went cross-eyed.
I know. Someone
said, that's like a nervous habit. Like I'll be like, oh, stop it.
Someone said, hold on, I'm looking at the chat right now. They're like, oh, then sing I Fall Apart.
Oh, by Post Malone.
Willie put me on that. But yeah, someone wrote that to sing I don't know if you want to do that.
That's so nice. You know, I don't even know. Like, let's try and get up those lyrics. Fall Apart. Post Malone. This is the greatest thing about being at home because you can just search it up. Whereas I was like on the street, they'd be like, Fall Apart, Post Malone. I'd be like, la 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 la.
You just start playing congratulations.
Oh man, I think this one's a better though, like on the piano, because it's like, well, you know this one though, right? You guys know it? Like, she told me that I'm not enough, and she left me with a broken heart. Yeah, right? She fooled me twice, now it's on my fault. She cut too deep, now she let me sky. But yeah.
I see the keys back there, girl. I see the keys back there.
Oh, my little midi part.
I know, that's like, sing anything. Everybody's like in love with your voice.
Oh, really? Because I'm like, my nerves are coming up and I'm like, are you sure?
Nah, you sound good.
Yeah, you do.
Guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's so nice. People are actually chatting.
Yeah, they do that on Twitch, and I could like look at it.
Oh, see, this is Twix. You mean Twix?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm gonna go eat a Twix bar. You know,
right? You had me thinking like, damn, I should have stopped at the store and got me some Twix.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I should have got myself a little treat for after this.
Right?
Oh well. Oh, but you guys are so awesome. I hope we can do something like this again.
Yes. And in person, hopefully.
Yes. Like I will come to New York or you can come to Canada, whatever works. Once we open up our borders. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, whenever you come to New York, you let us know. Whenever we go to Canada, we let you know.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta keep in contact. That would be
Yes.
We'll take you to places here. Maybe have you perform somewhere. You know.
Right.
We can do.
You may just never know, girl.
You never know. Go out on a night and then go sing and have some drinks till 4 a.m. Not 2.
Yes.
Or maybe 6 a.m.
Maybe 6. Yeah.
Yes.
Afties.
New York never sleeps.
What did you say?
I was like, New York never sleeps.
Oh,
right.
It never does.
All right. Thank you again.
Thank you guys
for being part of our podcast. And yeah, this is Gimmie the Juice with Rina.
And Nana.
Again, you can find us at iTunes, Google Play, YouHeard.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio.
All platforms. All platforms.
You heard.
Just Google us, baby. Give me the juice.
Google it. Google it.
So now you can do a drop.